Hey, wake up! It's time to start the show. Glad to see you all aboard Mouse Ears in Paradise. Let's get this show rolling.
Welcome to Mouse Ears in Paradise. I'm Dave.
And I'm Becky. We're still alive.
We're still alive. Surviving
Barely.
the summer, the heat, the craziness, the busyness, the children.
The children. I'm surviving the children. Barely. They want so many things.
They want all the things.
They want all the things. And not just like monetary things. They just want attention.
Yeah.
All
They want
the
to be
time.
entertained, really, is what it comes down to.
It's exhausting. I used to think I would like to be a cruise director, and I do not think I would like that anymore.
Well, as long as you have underlings to
I'm
actually
not
go
here to
things.
make everybody happy. Yeah, it's a lot.
For
It is a
sure.
lot.
But you're doing a good job of it.
Well, I'm doing a job of it.
You're doing that's
So-
something.
It is. We did make a memory this week.
That's right. So this week, you and the kids, well, just
Two of the
Emma
kids.
and Drew,
Emma and Drew.
because Annika's at camp. So you and Emma and Drew went to the Great Wolf Lodge in Manteca,
Yes,
California.
that top tourist destination.
Yeah, top tourist. As
in
they
the
call it,
Central Valley.
the San Francisco
They
one
do
or
call
something?
it the San Francisco Great Wolf Lodge, which is a bold-faced lie, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
it's...
It's
I
a
don't think-
good hour and a half from San Francisco.
don't
It's a
think-
long ways. I don't even know how they... I don't know.
I don't think Bay Area people even claim Manteca. Like, I have
No.
nothing against Manteca, but it's out there. It's
Yeah.
ways out there. It's
Yeah, I'm not going to commute from Manteca to San Jose.
No.
That's for sure.
No.
People do.
Yeah, for sure.
Not
for sure.
me. So, yeah, it was interesting. So we did the Great Wolf Lodge. My kids have been begging to do the Great Wolf Lodge. In fact, Emma had asked if we could do it for her birthday, which was part of what inspired this whole thing. And then Drew, somehow it's YouTube. Thank you, YouTube influencers. You are working at it. He just like became obsessed with it. And so through a series of events, we ended up with this like one day that I was like, this will work. We can go to the Great Wolf Lodge this one day. And so I booked a room for us, a wolf den.
One night.
One night in the wolf den, $291 for the wolf den. For one
But it
night.
was a bundle, right? There was a package.
That did not include anything.
Oh, that didn't.
was
The
just a
package
room.
was different.
Surprise.
I don't even know. Okay,
You
so
don't
that was
know.
the room. Okay,
Yeah, that was the room. It ended up not being the best decision because I did realize I was supposed to teach a group exercise that day, and I was also supposed to bring Emma to the dentist that day. Neither of those things actually happened, but that's okay. They will be in the future. We're still going to go to the dentist, and we're still going to teach combat. But we took off around 10 o'clock. All things considered, we got to the Great Wolf Lodge at 11:30 in the morning, and I was shocked at how long the line to check in was.
Was it because there was a long line of people trying to check out, or was it just
No,
checking in? You know what I
it's
mean? Like I
just
could
checking
see
in.
that's like around checkout
Yeah,
time.
that's
Maybe
fair.
there's a lot of people checking out.
They make a big deal about don't come to the desk for checkout.
Don't see us.
I do not, yeah, which I understand. So they had like 4 iPads out that you could check in with, and they had sent me like I downloaded the app, and they had sent me a text message, and I uploaded my ID, and I obviously had put a credit card down. So like they had everything they needed. And I was like, I'll just go do the iPad check-in, and that'll be fine. So I go through the iPad check-in. Well, then it must have been out of wristbands to print or something. Like it was not working correctly. So I ended up having to get in the check-in line anyways, which took about 30 to 40 minutes, I feel like, to check in, which thank goodness my kids are now old enough. I just let them go. And I'll say this too, like it's Manteca, so there's really not anything around. Like the people who are there for the Great Wolf Lodge. Like
Yeah.
it's not. So they were like, "Can we go look in the store?" I was like, "Go ahead. What am I gonna do?" So I sat in the line while they kind of perused the shop and looked around and whatever. So Finally checked in. They're like, yeah, we don't know why it didn't work. Here's your wristbands. But I will also say while I was standing in line around noon, I got a text that my room was ready, which they make a big deal about. You won't get your room until 4:00.
Yeah, that's pretty
good. So
good.
that was really nice that I got a text that said, hey, here's your room. Here's, you can get in. And we were on the top floor, which I do think probably influenced our experience a little bit from what I hear. So if you were going to go to our room, you were going there because you were also staying there. You weren't going there because you weren't traveling back and forth to a different location. Like you had to want to be on, the top floor.
People weren't walking past your room to get to a store or
Correct.
a food place or something like that.
So, at first I was like, what have I done? I regret this already. I've stayed in line for 40 minutes just to check in, and this isn't really what I want to do. But we kind of turned it around, I guess. So we then went up to the room and dropped our stuff, and the kids were really hung up on the Magic Quest thing. So Great Wolf Lodge has a scavenger hunt, essentially, that you get a wand. So I had purchased a pass that included the wand, and
it's not free. This is a paid
correct.
activity.
Yeah, I think I paid $50 for the pass, and it included the Magic Quest game and wand, an ice cream cone, a 12-ounce candy cup at the candy store, a $5 arcade card, and I think that's it. And so they really were excited about this wand thing. So you go in, and of course, there's the basic wand. And then there's the wand that my kids actually want, which is $5 more. Okay, fine. So we buy the $5. I was like, what's $5 more bucks? So they each pick a wand. That's $5 more. Well, then I did not realize the wands come with just a basic bottom, but they were apparently, quote, out of basic bottoms. I don't know if that's actually true. I don't know how this actually normally goes, but they handed us an upgrade, which was a leaf that lights up when you cast spells, and it gives you extra powers. So you could pick extra powers of what to do. And so Andrew ended up picking extra defense.
Yeah, a shield or something.
Yeah, and that's if you're going to do this and you don't know what to do, pick the extra defense. Don't mess around. That's the right one.
Well, it sounds like there was one activity that it was better for him, and there was another one that was better for Emma.
Yeah, that's true.
She had fire or
lightning.
Lightning.
She had lightning. The other one, though, was Andrew choosing to be difficult a little bit. So
I'm shocked.
I know. But you basically go through the lodge on this game, and you check in at a computer screen, and it gives you a list of 5 things to find. So then you have to go find those 5 things, and you have to scan them with your wand and collect them. And then you go back and you show that you've collected them, and then they give you a next task. And I'm going to say there's 10 different tasks. And they tell you when you come in to get this wand, they're like, so the game takes 4 to 5 hours, and you're going to walk about 10,000 steps. And I was like, oh, okay, great. And I'll tell you, it took us 5 hours, and we walked way more than 10,000 steps. Mm-hmm. Way more than 10,000 steps. The kids ate it up. It's essentially like the
Midship Detective Agency.
Thank you. That's what it's called. The Midship Detective Agency. Except it's 4
of
them.
The cruises.
Yeah, all combined. And so I really enjoy the Midship Detective Agency. I think it's cute. It's fun. It's a significant time commitment, but this was quadruple the time commitment. So we went on to the Great Wolf Lodge and spent more time playing the Magic Quest game than we did actually playing in the pools.
Which is what theoretically people go there for, is the water park, indoor water park.
It's really funny. The kids were kind of into the water park, but they really just wanted to play Magic Quest because there's this whole dragon, and it's the collecting, right? Clearly our kids got your collecting gene, especially Drew. So some of the things are tricky to find. You're going through all these things and you realize there's a lot to scan, but you have to keep track of where each thing is. And then some things are on computer screens and they can move. Like at one point, Emma needed to get a storm, like a lightning storm. And she's like, that computer screen is raining. I bet that's it. So she scans it. And yes, that's the storm. So she collects the thunderstorm. But then Drew needed it too. But it wasn't raining anymore. So he couldn't get it from that screen. So we had to like
find another screen
that was raining. And it took us 20 minutes to find another screen where it was raining. And you just like paced back and forth between all the one. So it's like, okay.
It sounds quite involved.
It's so
highly
involved.
Produced.
And then you have to beat these bosses, but you don't always beat them the first time. So each kid struggled to beat a different boss. And we eventually had to go to the Magic Quest store and they just skip you past it and be like, okay, this happened. Now you're at the same spot. But it's like you have to make sure you're pointing your wand in the right direction and putting your finger on the right computer screen. And then sometimes you have to drag the thing on the computer screen. And if your child is adamant that they know what to do, but they don't know what to do, and you're like, can you just let me do this? And they're like, no. Then you lose, and then you have to start it all over again, which is another like 5-minute whole spiel. So it's very well done. It really needs to be cut in half, in my opinion.
Multiple quests.
Like, I get what they're trying to do. They're trying to make it so you can spend an hour here and an hour there as a break from a pool. But if you have a child who's like a completionist, which we have a couple of.
And they do the same thing on the ship. This isn't.
Oh, yeah. This is like they're all in on the boat. And so it was interesting. It was a good experience. They had the time of their life doing it. Like, if you ask them about Great Wolf Lodge, that's going to be what they tell you about. They're not going to tell you about the water slides, which I think is just fascinating because that's how Great Wolf markets themselves is on the water slides. So the water slides are good. I did a couple of the ones that don't have a tube where you just go down on your butt. As an adult, I don't know that I would do that again. Like, I got hurt. It scraped my elbows because you hit the bottom and it's not smooth anymore. They put like a rough finish, like a sand finish almost on it, which is fine if you're small and little and under 100 pounds probably. But I did see other adults be like, ow, like it scrapes you up. And so...
Was that to slow things down?
Yeah, it's to slow things down. But they don't say on there, like, this is for kids. You know, there's no, like, hey, here's a little tip kind of thing. So that's kind of interesting. But we did the tube slides. I loved those. They were so fun. They have just one that you race side by side. And so Emma would go on one side in a single tube and Drew and I on the other, and you go down together, and sometimes you see each other and sometimes you don't. That was really fun. And then she and Drew rode together, and then I went by myself. So that was really nice. We were a little anxious about the 5-seater one because you can't see the slides outside, so you don't really know what you're getting into. So I did a lot of asking. Like, we'd be in line and be like, tell me about this slide. Have you guys done this slide? And so people were really nice, which I appreciate. But I did ask a lot of questions of other people who were staying there and be like, hey, tell me about this. And so we did one 5-seater one that was fun. The kids liked that. I don't think they liked it as much as the ones that were the 2 and the 1, just because you don't get quite as wet and it was just different. Like, there was no race. They're longer than the aqueduct by about, twice as much. They go twice as fast. They didn't really want to play in the water playground. They enjoyed the wave pool, which is like people's soup. It's sort of hard for me to get past. It's like there's so many people in here. I can't even think about.
I mean, that's just like the pools on the cruise ship, though.
It is, but I don't really get in the pools on the cruise ship. Like,
for that reason.
Yeah, I just don't.
Well, you're spoiled because we have our own pool, and you can.
I am spoiled.
Be by yourself.
I am spoiled. I enjoy being spoiled. So I will say, like, I thought the common areas were great. I really enjoyed them. They were fun. The kids had a ball. The theming was cute. Like, it's not Disney level necessarily theming wise, but
Kind of surprised. That was my impression, is it was going to be Wilderness Lodge or California, Grand Californian.
But it's like cheap Wilderness Lodge. So it's like, oh, they had maybe half the budget of what it might have been to do. So like they have trees and stuff with like branches, like, fake fir trees or whatever coming out. But then like you look up at the ceiling and it's all pipes that are spray painted and stuff like that. So it is well themed and they've done a good job, but it's still not, like, it's not Disney level. It's Great America level.
Okay.
But we stayed and I was not impressed with the rooms. So I was telling you, Dave, like I felt like the rooms were a step below Pop Century. So I booked a wolf den, which came with 2 bunk beds and then a queen, quote unquote, queen bed and a pull-out couch. And I felt like all of it was small. And I know that
there's a small queen, and then even the pull-out couch, like the ones at Disney, like they're queen size.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
This was full size, at least advertised as.
And I felt like the twins were even short. Like they just felt short. Everything felt small and short. I did like the wolf den a lot. Like it gave just a little bit of privacy for the kids, to the point that I could watch my iPad at night.
Because there's a different room for the bunk beds, right?
Yeah, but it's open. It doesn't close. Okay. So it's really...
No curtain or anything? Or...
No, that would go a long ways, actually. It would be a good curtain. That would be an upgrade for them.
Okay.
And
then there was some hotel we stayed at that kind of had a setup like that, but it had like a barn door.
Yeah,
we
stayed in a Hyatt House version of that, where it has a bunk bed. And that would have been... Like, it doesn't block all the sound, but it at least blocks some of the sound.
And some of the light. And
yeah. That would be a good way for them to go, too, with a barn door. But it's the ceiling light in the wolf den was a moon, which was really cute. Like, that, they thought that was really fun. A small blanket, like, it was not huge. So I had brought an extra blanket for Drew, and then we had gotten the one down for the pull-out couch for Emma. Or they would have froze all night. Like it just was. But then like the air conditioner, it wasn't central AC. It was an in-wall unit. And so it kicks on and makes the noise, which that to me, I don't mind some ambient noise, but it's got to stay on. It can't be on and off, on and off. It just, that brings that takes down at least a star, right? Off your hotel room to have that. It just, the carpet was crinkly because they've got to have just plastic underneath, which it's a water park hotel. I understand why, but it's just not luxurious or
I've never been there, but
yeah.
I had kind of assumed it's kind of a freemium. It's like an improved experience over your normal hotel, right? It's supposed to be this themed thing. It's family, like you're paying extra for this experience. So I had always assumed that this was going to be a more premium hotel room that kind of went with it.
It was not.
It was not.
It was not. And like you can hear everything. You can hear every conversation that happens outside. You can hear like in the hallway, and then also my room bucked up to the outdoor pool, which the pool closes at 8:00. But there was like a common area kind of between the building and the pool, and kids were out there screaming, and they could have been in the room. Like it was wild how much you could hear. I think that's just lazy. Like this hotel is new enough that it shouldn't be that way. So, and I'm sure it's just single pane windows. Like they didn't, they probably didn't double pane all the windows. They probably didn't use the upgraded insulation. Like just things I think like you could have saved the money in heating and air conditioning costs if you had just done the right thing the first time. Do you know what I mean? Like
I wonder, unless they took a hotel and converted it over, I wonder if that's potentially part of the problem. Like I don't know. I don't think so.
I don't think that's the case, but so I don't know. I think if I did it again, I would give serious consideration to a day trip because you can buy a day pass. The food was terrible. Like really bad. So I would not recommend eating on property. And I had done a little bit of research prior about, people are like, bring your own food to save money. And then I was going to do that. And then we got to where we were going to go. And I was like, I don't care about the money. I just want things to be easy. And I should have just packed stuff. So I regret not packing our own lunch. Like, I don't know if the kids would have gone for it, but I should have made us sandwiches and then said, hey, let's eat our sandwich and get ice cream. Or like I should have done that differently. We went off site to go to Chili's for dinner, which they were not happy about getting in the car, but I was not going to eat more of their terrible food. So I had a margarita, which helped.
Yeah, that kind of surprised me too, that they wouldn't have. They have a potentially captive audience that. Yeah,
and you would think they would at least combine with a chain of some kind, right? Like, how is there not a, I don't know. There could be a Red Robin inside Great Wolf. Like, there should be some kind of connection where there's at least a little bit of, even if it's subpar, it at least has some kind of decent food. But we did the breakfast. So I went back and forth on, do I get breakfast? Do I not get breakfast? There's a Dunkin' Donuts in the lobby, but the reviews were like, they run out of food and it takes forever. And it's like, oh, that's not going to work. So they have this buffet breakfast. And some people are like, it's totally worth it. And some people are like, it's not worth it at all. So I was like, well, I'll just go ahead and do it because it's going to be easy. So we go down there and it was easy. Like, we walked in and, they do have an omelet station, which you would have liked. Like, you could fill out, it was kind of cool. You could fill out your order and put it in a piece of paper and then write your name on it. And then they'd put it back on the counter with the paper. So you didn't have to necessarily stand there and wait for it. You could come back and get your omelet, which I thought that's cool. Actually pretty smart. But then, they had pancakes, which did not look appetizing, but next to the pancakes, they had like a full candy bar, M&Ms, gummy bears, chocolate syrup, sprinkles,
marshmallows,
chocolate chips. Yeah. And so Drew ate literally $20 for gummy bears. That's what that kid ate for breakfast.
Best gummy bears ever.
They made me pay gratuity, which kind of ticks me off because nobody waited on me. Nobody brought me a drink.
Oh, interesting.
Nobody brought me.
And there's only 3 of you, so it's not like you were a large party.
I was kind of annoyed by that. I'm like, if you're going to charge gratuity, you need to at least serve me beverages, not. Yeah.
Like, when I think of the buffets, like at Disney.
Yeah.
I don't know if they do gratuity, but at least they bring you drinks or they'll bring you silverware.
They charge gratuity for that, and they check on you.
Yeah, and
do you need anything?
It makes sense, right? And we'll take those plates away. You can go get clean ones. Yeah. If you want new silverware, like they kind of, do you need any extra thing that wasn't out on the? So like they take care of you, and I can get it, right? Yep, and too. They also have busboys. Busboys need to get tipped out and stuff like that too. So I kind of understand, but it seems a little unfortunate.
They did have cinnamon rolls that were probably just the Pillsbury cinnamon rolls, but they tasted really good.
There's nothing wrong with Pillsbury
rolls. So I ate $20 worth of Pillsbury cinnamon rolls.
Emma was super excited. It sounded like she loved the pancakes.
Loved it.
So
she did love it.
They clearly have an idea of their target.
This is kind of where I ended up on the whole thing. Like, it was not a vacation for me. I love Disney. Like, when we go to Disney, the kids think it's for them, but it's not. Like, that's for me and you.
They just get to come along.
They just get to come along. Like, this was for them, and they ate it up. They just absolutely loved it. So I would go again. I don't need to go again tomorrow. One night was more than enough for us.
I was worried that it was going to be too
worried it would be too short.
Like, maybe you needed 2 nights, which was funny because what happened?
Well, they offered me so I could wake up the morning and they're like, do you want to stay another night for $130? I was like, well, that's interesting.
Almost tempting.
It was almost tempting if we had to be back in town because of sports practice that was required. So there wasn't really an option to stay. I would have probably considered it because we could have slowed down a little bit. We could have just hung out in the room and gone out for a nice dinner, which is kind of lame by yourself, but it's still fine. And then come back and done more of Magic Quest. But we did manage to finish Magic Quest just before we left, which was a victory because I was going to have to drive back up there if we didn't finish. Like, I knew what was coming. It's only 90 minutes away. And if we didn't finish Magic Quest, I was going back up there on Friday. We were going to get up early and go and then come back because it had to be done.
Yep. And you can do they have day pass things.
They do.
I think I want to say it's like $16-17 to do the game if you have the wand already.
Yeah.
So, I give you, if it's 5 hours, like
they
that's
had
pretty good
$16
value.
worth of fun.
Yeah.
I don't think there's more than one storyline, so I think that takes away from it a little bit.
But it sounds like there's some variability in it enough that like you're probably not going to remember it all anyways. And it sounds like, well, sometimes I go to this computer, sometimes I go to that computer. So like,
yeah, that's true. And I think if you went to a different Great Wolf, it would be I think they're similar, but they're not 100% cookie cutter. Mm-hmm. So I think even if the storyline was the same, finding the things would be different.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So I would definitely do that part again. And
then you got an email today too, didn't you?
Oh yeah, I got another email today. Book a room at 40% off. They want me to come back, you guys. They want me to come. It's just so interesting. It's so interesting. It's drivable. Like, I don't think I would fly there to stay. And I 100%
fly to a destination to do it. Because there's one down the street from Disneyland.
There is. I would not never stay there just as like a place to stay. Like, I would not go there. That is not the hotel for rest. Like, it's not quiet. It's not. I would never, if we were traveling like to Phoenix, right? I think there's one in Phoenix or nearby in Arizona. Like, we're not staying at the Great Wolf Lodge. Like, that is not what we're doing. It's not nice enough. It's not.
Well, unless you're like, we don't have, like, we used to go visit my folks, right? Like,
that would maybe be different.
You could imagine, well, at least we have something built in for entertainment. So we don't have to worry about like making something up or whatever.
Right.
So yeah.
Yeah.
That could help if you're visiting family and you're like, we don't know what they're gonna to do at their house. Like, we want to make we have an out.
Something to do. Yeah. I probably would just recommend a day pass at that point. But,
okay.
But it was a good experience, and the kids are over the moon about it, which is kind of funny. So
I'm really curious to know if from other people, like, if this is indicative of all Great Wolf Lodges, or if this is a Manteca one. So, you said like it was new. Like, I couldn't remember when it was, but they started building it in 2018, and it opened in 2021. I'm sure it was delayed because of COVID, but yeah. So like, it's
relatively
4 years.
New.
It's only been open for 4 years. Like,
which means it has to have met building code. Like, it's just
it's got to be double pane windows. Then I would think just by
I don't know
code and. I don't know. Like, yeah.
I don't know. I have no idea. It's Pop Century, but worse. Like, and there's nothing wrong with Pop Century, but it's just, the rooms are small. The furniture is sparse. It's just not.
Yeah, because you said there was clean. Like wood chairs, 2 wood chairs, and then.
And a wooden table.
Yep. And then obviously there's the couch, but like if you're using that as a sleep service, that becomes less usable.
And like the TV wasn't hooked up to cable or anything, so
that was surprising.
No channels or anything.
Internet, you said, was
spotty.
Yeah, I'm sure every kid in that hotel is watching Netflix and
I'm
YouTube.
Sure they are, because there's nothing else around. Like, it's not. I don't know. It's just wild. It's such a weird like spot, but the ice cream was reasonable. I was telling you, like, it was $5 for a kid's ice cream. And it was huge. It was more than enough. Nobody needed more ice cream than that. If we did, the arcade came with a $5 arcade card. And of course you get there and they're like, for $5 more, you can have this many points.
Yeah, because didn't they say it was for like the points that came with 2 to 3 games? And you're like, well, that's not enough.
That's not going to work. So I did end up upgrading the arcade card as well. I was a sucker. I didn't care.
Well, you're kind of trapped. You're kind of committed.
You're
to
committed
at that point.
That's exactly right.
But yeah.
But But it was good. So, proceed with caution, but do it anyways.
Kids loved it.
They loved it. I have no regrets.
And if you go back, if you do stay there, you'd probably approach it a bit differently. And I think we were talking about there's some other room types. Like this was an upgraded room type. It was not the basic one.
It was not.
But there's like the bear suite or something. Yeah. I think, I don't know. The bear cave suite.
Bear cave. I need a bear cave. Dark.
I don't even know what that looks like. I just, because you were complaining over text. She's texting me about the bed size. And so then I Googled, like, is it actually a queen size or is it a full size? Because sometimes, like, I feel like older motels, like, it's like 2 full size beds is what you're getting, not 2 queen. And I was like, no, it said it's a queen.
Yep.
But the picture of it made it look small.
It was tiny. So it was fun, though. We had a good time.
I'm glad you guys had fun.
We made a memory.
All right. Well, now we know more about the Great Wolf Lodge. It's been a mystery to us. We've been curious about it. The kids have been curious about it. And now we know.
Every YouTube family has gone.
I know.
I mean.
And it was funny because they were expecting that there was going to be some plushies waiting for them on the bed. And that if we got the wolf den room.
There was not.
There was not.
No.
Oh, there is a Build-A-Bear in there, which you somehow were able to escape this time. But I don't think you'll be lucky next time.
Yeah, I don't either.
All right, so it is time for magical moments, where we try and share some magical things that happened to us or we experienced or whatever since last time we joined everybody here. So, Becky, what is your magical moment?
Well, I'm going to maybe go with Annika being at camp. Because it's been one less child to entertain.
Yeah, it's not that she's a problem per se. It's just one more.
No, she's the easiest one.
One less mouth to feed. One less person to worry about. Are they happy? Are they okay?
They're not happy. That's a spoiler there. And also, we're only like 4 weeks from the start of school.
I know.
So I went and got my hair cut. And the person who cut my hair was like, Becky, we're more than halfway through the summer. We're going to make it. They're going to go back. We're going to make it. And I feel that. I just can't wait for everybody to be back in school. I don't want to get up early. I don't want to drag everybody's butt out of bed, but I'm ready for them to be with their people all the time.
Yes.
It will be good.
Entertaining each other.
Yeah. They just need to be away from their sibling and talking to somebody else. Yeah. It's coming. How about you?
So mine is Robbie was super kind and sent me a 70th. I'm pretty sure it's part of the 70th anniversary for Disneyland collection, but it is the park plaque on this little box, kind of a shadow box kind of looking thing. But I think it can be something you put on the wall, or maybe it could be like a jewelry tray or a key tray or something like that. I think you could probably do any kind of different number of things with it. But I thought it was really cool because I'm a big fan of the park plaque. I actually have a replica that you got me for my birthday. I'm pretty sure it was birthday many years ago that hangs in my office. So I do appreciate the park plaque that you see when you go under the tunnel as you enter the park. So yeah, it was really cool of Robbie to send that. So thank you, Robbie. Thank you again.
Yay.
All right. So I think that's all we have for today's episode. Thanks for listening. You can find links to subscribe and links to our social media at mouseearsinparadise.com. And you can email us, mouseearsinparadise@gmail.com, and let us know what your thoughts on the Great Wolf Lodge are.
I would
What's
love
your
to
experience been? Like maybe there's ones that are different.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I would be interested to know too.
I want to know more about this, and maybe people have tips about going to the Great Wolf Lodge that we did not know about, but might need in the future. All right. Thanks for listening, and we will see you soon.
Have a good
one. Applause. Applause. We hope you've all enjoyed the show.